Training call, an extra in the movie version of the Bridges of Madison County. Hundreds of people stood in line for hours yesterday, and they were at it again today. Filming for the movie is slated to begin this fall in
closed this afternoon, but for most people, this whole thing has been a great experience.
Oh, I think it's worth the experience. I get fun for the experience.
And Hollywood continues its invasion of Central Iowa. Auditions aren't the only thing taking place. Work on the set's feature home is also underway.
Scott Smith shows us what's coming together and what's still missing from this major production.
It's amazing how something so simple as this covered bridge at the end of this road could create something so out of control, like the production of the movie The Bridges of Madison County. The first casting call is now a wrap, but there's still movie-making magic taking place. This will be the spot where characters Francesca and Robert Kincaid spark their romance. Notice something missing? That's right, no cover on the covered bridge. In the next few weeks, though, this will become this. Once production managers found the near-perfect bridge, the next step was to find a perfect house, just right for Robert Kincaid and Francesca Johnson. Well, they finally found one, but this is as close as we can get to show you it. It is manned 24 hours a day by security. No one on site is allowed to talk about the production at this time, but here's what we picked up around town. If you've read the book, you know the long lane is a key story. That's why police tape and gate up. Producers don't want the grass trampled by stargazers. Workers are also shaping up this once abandoned house with a new porch and garden. Shooting is scheduled to start later this month and could go into December. As all Iowans know, that would be long past harvest. So these fields you see here along the drive will be spray painted August green, just like the fields in Field of Dreams were. And what about that leading lady? The local paper reports Jessica Lang is just moments away from signing. But so far, the part's still open. The cast is in place. The movie magic will officially begin. And the folks around the bridges expect business to just keep on booming. Near Winterset, Scott Smith, Channel 5 News.
And residents in Winterset say the movie's leading man, Clint Eastwood, has already been to town. He was there over the weekend checking out the film sites. He's expected to be a frequent visitor in the coming weeks as filming gets underway.
And as far as we know, they have yet to find him a home away from home.
Yeah, he was looking for a big one.
Yeah.
Might be hard to find.
Near a golf course. Yeah.
For the second day in a row, lines which stretched around the block were packed with promising stars.
Every movie needs a villain, and this morning, rain showed up to play the part. Umbrellas were a popular prop. The rain didn't dampen anyone's enthusiasm, though. They just waited it out. And for some, that wait was a waste of time because of the overwhelming demand. Some of the hopefuls didn't get their interviews.
Today we come to you from Winterset, Iowa. This town in Madison County has been making a lot of news lately because of a fictional romance and a real-life bridge. Scott Smith explains.
Just outside of Winterset, Iowa, in the heart of Madison County, at the end of this gravel road, there's a covered bridge. Not just any bridge, but the now famous, soon-to-be legendary, Rosamond Bridge. The bridge has always been unique, but not really that special. That is, until James Waller came along and filled these rafters with a fantasy romance between characters Francesca Johnson and Robert Kincaid. A fantasy that's now headed right for the big screen and taking this once quiet community on a whirlwind ride right into Hollywood.
That the movie version of James Waller's book, The Bridges of Madison County, will be shot in its entirety right here in Madison County, Iowa.
The state's governor himself broke the news that the movie version of the best-selling novel, The Bridges of Madison County, will be shot right here at home. And instantly, something happened. The town got starstruck. James Waller himself kicked things off with a music video version of his book.
Out in Madison County, where the old bridges stand.
And the town soon followed. T-shirt shops popped up on Main Street as if it were a boardwalk. Bed and breakfast soon opened, and things started to change. That used to be Winnie's Chinese American Cafe over there. Now,
I just wanted a name that people would be able to remember.
The crowds just kept coming to share the magic of Rosamond Bridge. But the locals vowed the success wouldn't change them a bit.
Winterset is strong enough as a community that we can have the activity and hopefully maintain the level of increase of visitors, yet not let it ruin the town.
But then it happened. A casting call went out.
This is a preliminary process of like seeing who has it, who doesn't.
So they came this week, well before competition for 17 small extra parts. the chance for a few moments of stardom. Some came ready to tap dance their way to the top, others dressed for the part.
This is the natural guard for the farmer around in Iowa.
This woman, Louise Adder, a farmer's wife from Adair, Iowa, was at the front of the line. She arrived at the local high school at midnight the night before the auditions. 8 hours later, she's still as excited about her big chance.
I think I have a lot of qualifications. I could drive a tractor. I could do most anything. You know, I help with the hogs, you know, and I could be at the fair. I could be in the Women's Society group, play bridge with the ladies in the picture, whatever.
Hollywood will soon pull out of Iowa, leaving behind a quiet community, for the most part unchanged by the success. The residents say it may take a while, but in the heart of Madison County, at the end of this gravel road, there will still be this bridge, where romance and a dream or two come true. Will become this. Once production managers found the near-perfect bridge, the next step was to find a perfect house, just right for Robert Kincaid and Francesca Johnson. Well, they finally found one, but this is as close as we can get to show you it, 24 hours a day by security. No one on site is allowed to talk about the production at this time, but here's what we picked up around town. If you've read the book, you know the long lane is a key part of the story. That's why the police tape and gate are up. Producers don't want the grass trampled by stargazers. Workers are also shaping up this once abandoned house with a new porch and garden. Shooting is scheduled to start later this month and could go to December. As all Iowans know, that will be long past harvest. So these fields you see here along the drive will be spray painted August green, just like the fields in Field of Dreams were. And what about that leading lady? The local paper reports Jessica Lang is just moments away from signing. But so far, the part's still open. Once the cast is in place, the movie magic will officially begin. And the folks around the bridges expect business to just keep on booming. Near Winterset, Scott Smith, Channel 5 News.
We'll take you on location to prepare for the film Bridges of Madison County.
You just set to begin 1 week from tomorrow. We'll check on Hollywood's progress.
Curbing it seems to be a popular This old covered bridge getting a bit of a makeover. It's landed a starring role in the soon-to-be-made movie, The Bridges of Madison County. Welcome back to Live at 5. The excitement is building in and around Winterset. We're told Hollywood stars Clint Eastwood and Meryl Streep start filming a week from tomorrow.
We sent Mary Mills down to Madison County today to show us where all the action will be taking place.
Okay, a mile and a half down.
Our search for the house led us down a dusty gravel road not far from Winterset. When we saw the park, the yellow police tape, and several no trespassing signs, we knew we'd found it.
Hi there.
Howdy.
We're looking for the house.
That's it.
That's it? Can we go see it?
No.
Off-duty Deputy Craig Bush kept us at bay. He also told us production crews have been working day and night to turn this old abandoned house into the home of Richard and Francesca Johnson.
One of the guys was telling me the other day that they've got it all full of furniture. They're done papering and painting.
Roughly 10 miles southwest, we found workers sprucing up the 110-year-old Roseman Bridge. It's here where Francesca leaves the note for photographer Robert Kincaid.
Here.
Ironically, the recently renovated bridge needs to be aged to look the part. Tourist Sherry Foster was thrilled to see Hollywood at work.
Anytime Iowa can get in the movies, it's great.
They haven't even started filming, and some are already capitalizing on the movie mania.
We've had people here from Guam, Cairo, Egypt, Belgium.
Wyman Wilson owns the property adjacent to the bridge. He opened this souvenir shop in June. He's ready for more tourists yet.
Of course, the denim caps. People love the denim.
Starring Clint Eastwood and Meryl Streep.
Now, the word was that filming would begin today, but that wasn't the case. But as Mary Mills reports, residents are ready all the same, especially at the old North Side Cafe.
The North Side Cafe, built in 1876, and it hasn't changed a lot since. It's still known for its down-home hospitality and, of course, its goulash. But as the regulars have been warned, don't expect the daily special next week. The cafe will be closed for filming.
I can handle it.
It's here where photographer Robert Kincaid, that's Clint, stops for something to drink. A minor role, but it sure got people talking.
What would you do if you see Clint Eastwood walking down the street? Say, draw, partner!
It's also meant a lot more customers from faraway places, folks that take a lot of pictures.
It's great. I'm going to go see the movie and say I ate here. That's why I ate here.
Now, the North Side will undergo a bit of a makeover for its supporting role. We're told that Clint has opted for some different wallpaper. In this area here, he wants to convert it back into a counter with stools. You have to wonder, though, will fame destroy the North Side? Employees say not a chance, but Cook D. Evans admits it was kind of fun meeting Clint.
He just shook my hand and that was it.
Do you want to roll in the movie?
No, I want just some days off.
Thanks to Clint, she and the other employees here will get them paid days off all next week. In Winterset, Mary Mills for Live 5.
Pretty exciting around there.
Oh, yes.
We're told some filming of the movie then could begin tomorrow.
That's right. One of the first locations to be shot is an old farmhouse near Cumming. It's been turned into the home of farm wife Francesca Johnson. Abandoned several years ago, crews have been working for weeks to get it ready for its Hollywood debut.
And part of the Winterset Town Square will also be featured in the movie. This afternoon, we found workers painting storefronts and painting. Why? Well, because the movie takes place in the 60s, and that was before they had those signs, so have to be authentic.
The town of Winterset is going through some major changes.
We've been keeping you up to date on progress on the filming of the Bridges of Madison County. Now, last-minute details are in place, and tomorrow the cameras are scheduled to start rolling. Scott Smith has tonight's update on movie making in Madison County.
Lights, camera, action. Not quite yet. The Bridges of Madison County will be coming to life starting Thursday when the cameras start rolling. The town square is getting a last-minute touch-up to make it look brand new.
Let's try to just take everything back, age it down a little bit. You know, now things just look a little too new right now.
The famous, just about to become legendary Roseman Bridge is also getting a little face work.
The old bridges stand.
The rustle of leaves and the babbling brook that once inspired author Robert Waller, replaced now with the bang of hammers and wisp of brushes, all to give it that look to add to the showbiz glitz. The burning question now is, where's Clint?
Seen him yesterday.
Saw him yesterday?
Yeah.
What, say anything?
No, things were looking good. It was about, he didn't have much time. He's pretty busy getting things ready to go.
Right now, stargazers, this is about as close as you're going to get to Mr. and Mrs. Richard Johnson's house. You can see for yourself that across the fence, you're still quite a ways away from the set. And when Clint yells action and the cameras start rolling, your view's only going to get worse. Much worse. This road will be blocked off to everyone but the cast, school buses, and residents. So where will you get a watch from? Roughly here, about a half mile from the set itself. But don't worry, you still may be able to catch a glimpse of Clint or Meryl. That is, of course, if they're shooting a scene on top of that silo way up there.
Kinds of activity at the Roseman Bridge in Madison County. Crews using Hollywood magic are making the bridge look older. Filming begins at this location in about 2 weeks. Welcome back here to Live at 5. It began today. They started filming the movie, The Bridges of Madison County.
But you know, the stargazers hoping to get a glimpse of Clint Eastwood and Meryl Streep might be better off staying right here in Des Moines.
That's right. They were at a local pub last night, as a matter of fact, for a pre-filming party. And Stacey Farrow is there now live with the story. Stacey.
That's right, Jim and Lori. What an exciting evening for the employees here at Wellman's Pub because this whole restaurant was rented out for a cast and crew party for the Bridges of Madison County. Follow me this way and let me show you this table here may have actually been one of the tables that Clint Eastwood and Meryl Streep sat at last night. Now, we don't know for sure because they were wandering around talking to a lot of different people, but this may indeed be the very seat that Clint Eastwood was sitting in that I'm sitting in right now. Let's take a look at some video that we have now of a t-shirt that they left behind. They autographed Clint Eastwood and Meryl Streep. Each autographed this t-shirt of Wellman's Pub. Mike Wellman, the owner, has that right now, and hopefully it will find a prominent place here in the bar. Let's take a listen now to what Mike Wellman thinks of all of this attention.
They arrived separately. They were quiet but gracious and polite in what little dealings our staff actually had with them. It's a nice, quiet party. It was a stress to us that it was kind of the last chance before shooting started that the whole cast and crew could get together and kind of kick back and relax a little bit, and that was that was kind of the nature of the party. And as far as we could tell, everybody had a good time, and it was a pretty quiet thing. It was over by 10 o'clock. And
Now, Wellman says he was contacted about a week ago by Warner Brothers to have this party. He says he was a little apprehensive at first closing down the whole restaurant to the public, but he did it. Turned out it was Clint Eastwood and Meryl Streep, and we did hear that Meryl Streep has dyed her hair black, which would make sense because in the movie Francesca is Italian, and it went through the hair. Back to you guys.
Stacy, did they have a good enough time that they said they might come back?
Well, we didn't hear about that yet, but I imagine if they're watching this newscast tonight and see all this publicity, they probably won't be back to Wellman's because I imagine a lot of people will be out here looking for them.
Well,
True. Thanks. Stacy Farrer reporting live for us. Thanks, Stacy.